Yeah, I started the recording.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's try to understand that particular concept. Uh, yeah. So I have started my server here. I have started my server, right? So let me clear my board. Yeah, all get clear, right? Now, when you created your data, let's suppose you want to verify the data in the get employee by ID. Let's suppose we can take the example. Let's suppose I duplicated the things. Okay, I duplicated that particular request. Created the duplicate. Let me open. Okay, so here I don't want to write this all the code and each for every property. Okay, you don't want to do. Okay, so what you have did, you remove the things, right? Now now how you can write that particular code, right? So the basically here what we are trying to do, if you don't want to individually match the thing individually, right? If you don't want to do, we can use the underscore dot equal method, underscore dot equal method, which will verify your actual and the expected. Okay, so here we can write the compare the data. I think specify this thing, get the get imply data, uh, have I have given the name like that. Okay. Now we have the what method we have to use? Dot equal method. Dot equal method we have to use to verify. Okay. So what is the syntax for that to verify? Okay. So this is the syntax of. Let me use the. So let me remove this thing. Okay, I'm trying to print the message in console.log, right? Underscore is equal, underscore is equal, not equal, is equal. Okay, and then here you have to pass the your expectation. Okay, so is equal, what it is equal method will do, it will take whatever the response you will get, get it by the server, it will compare with your expected, with your expected. Okay, I am again explaining. Underscore is equal method, what it will do, whatever the response you will get for this particular method, it will get that response and it will compare with this request body, means expected body. So tell me, what is your expected body here, guys? Actually is this one, right? The underscore is equal method, and what expected you have to pass it here in this particular get call to verify the response.
Or data.
Sorry, come again.
Get employee request data.
Exactly. So this is your request body, this is your request body, right? So you have to copy, and here you have to go here and paste it here, right? Now when you print, now tell me what would be the output of this. Tell me, what is the output of this? if I run this particular code where I'm comparing the actual and expected, what would be the output?
What is the return type of this method? Like, is it Boolean or what? What is the return type? Like, is it Boolean or what is equal method return type?
No, it will be the return type is Boolean for this method.
Okay, then true.
So whenever we are comparing anything, okay, so return type will be always a Boolean. When you are comparing the thing, here what we are doing, here we are comparing the response and the request. Okay, so if your actual and expected get match, then output should be what? The Boolean value, either true or false, either true or false, right? So let me call let me clean this thing, clean, and let me call. You can not get recorded. Oh, it is still sending actually. Can you see it here? It's showing true. True value is there.
So
Correct?
What property we were comparing? Can you please show again?
I told you that whatever the response you will, can you mute? Whatever the response you will get, here you can see what are the response here. The property, first name, last name, prefix, birth, surname, email, right, smoker, right? So it will, this is your actual, right? And where is your expected? So this is your expectation. This is your expectation. The create body, the post body is your expectation. So it will compare each and every property with this response value, if any of the response value is different, let's suppose the first name is not matched, right, then it will return the error message, it will fail the test case. Okay, but in our cases, the you know if you want to print this thing in the report, then what you have to do, the same thing you have to use. Give me a second, guys. Till now you can think. How you can print this thing in the report actually. Sweet home 123. Sweet home. Yeah, guys. how you can do that. I want to print this thing in the report actually. Right now we have used in the console.log, right? So can I write the same? Let's try actual capital small dollar actual and expected actual and expected get. Let's suppose I am printing this message, okay, and here if you print, okay, let's try to print. Let's see it's working or not. Here you can see, correct, because this condition will get pass and it's print the message. It's print the message. Okay, so like that you can compare the things and you can verify the things. Now let me use this concept in create employee. Okay, I will make this thing as a duplicate, okay, and go here inside the test section and remove the code. Remove this code. Remove this code which I have written here. Okay, I have removed this all code which I have written. Now we can use the same concept here. Okay, copy and we'll go here and paste it here. Okay, console.log is equal, what is the expected here? The expected is the response body here. Expected is this request body, sorry, right? So where I have stored the request body here, correct? So this is your request body, so I can pass it here. Let me copy and let me pass it here. Okay, now let me it here. Okay, now let me pop and let's see it get pass or fail. You can see here it get pass. Right? So if any value, any key value, let's suppose here we are passing something like API test or something, and that is not match with this expected value, then your test case will get failed. Okay, but the major disadvantage of this code is when any of the things will get unmatched, right? That thing, using, because we have the single message, because is compare the things in one shot, right? Right. So if any of the property get failed, if any of the property is not matched, right? So it will return, the only single message, and using that message, you can't identify that which particular property is get unmatched.
Because can't we use this method for single property comparing, like email, date of birth, anything?
No, because this will fetch your order. Let me try to do that, even I have not tried this concept. If you want, so dot equal means it will contain all the things. Let me try what is the output of that actually. Let me clear. Give me a second. So any other console I am using. Response body, environment, set imply data. No, there is not any other console which I am using here. Let me save and let me call and let me check it here. Let me clear this thing first and let me again call. Why these things are coming? Somewhere we have used the pre-request console, something like that. In the pre-request we are using. Oh, that's why it's confusing. Remove the pre-request from here and from here also console and then okay. Now let me call this particular method. Okay, call this thing. No, you can't use this for the individual mapping. Okay, so objects will be in the JSON object. In that case, you can use. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not removing this thing. Okay, so in the get call, in the get employee data, I have used this code so that you can use as a reference. So let's suppose anything you want to don't compare. Anything you don't want to don't compare, right? So in that case, you can use the concept of omit. Let me copy. Let's suppose where is your call? Yeah, here. Okay. So let's suppose you don't want to compare the ID because the ID is every time it's like the random number. Anything you think that you don't want to compare that thing, because of that your test case will get failed. So let's suppose you want to ignore anything from this particular response. Let's suppose in this particular response you want to ignore ID, you don't want to compare this thing, or you don't want to compare the phone number, right? So in that case you can use the omit, where I have written. Yeah, here you can see underscore dot omit and the response body. The response body, where is the response body? Here, right? Response body and ID you want to ignore, comma, and inside the square bracket you have to mention which property you want to ignore, right? So that while comparing the things, it will ignore the ID. It will not compare the ID. If you think that anything you don't want to compare, right? So in that case, you can use omit get employee body, right, and ID. Clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you call, you can see it here. The response is in the true. Yeah, true. Okay, true. So correct. Now I have explained you two things. If you want to compare whole thing, then you can use underscore is equal and pass the the expected result. If anything you want to ignore, then inside the parenthesis you can mention that property name so that it will get ignored, right? So let me, for your purpose, compare the body using compare the JSON body using equal dot method. Okay, so I'm not deleting this particular request so that you have the reference. Is that fine when I share this collection?
Yes.
Okay. So let me save this one and let me delete this one because we already used one. I don't want to. Okay. Right. Then
Vikash,
yeah.
doubt here. If we have an array in JSON object, for example, array of address, then in that case, if we need to omit the particular first address alone, first array, is that still possible? We can dot omit array of address of 0 like that.
In that case, you have to append the things here. Okay. Like let me use this concept here. Let's suppose console dot log, and where is your response body? Here. Okay, so response body. Okay, copy and pass it here, and let's suppose here you want to get the ID. So I have used the ID here, and let me try to print. Let me console clear and let me call. Here you will see 178, right? The ID number. Let's suppose you want to ignore like that, you can write it here. Okay, and let's suppose you want to ignore the first name. Okay, so what you can do it here you can write the first name, so you can see you are able to fetch the first name here, you can see. Okay, now your question is you want to ignore uh, address dot city. You can write the thing like that. Let's see it's work or not. Undefined. Oh, we have not defined the array index of 0. Okay, now let's try to call. It's showing undefined. Let me again clear. Give me a second. Let me only use the address. Okay, now you are able to get the right the value. Now you like that. I think what is the, suppose 0 index you need. Okay, let's go. Okay, so this solution is not working here. If you are trying to get the index, so what solution it will work? Mm, 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 so it will work or not? So I can see. Okay. Mm, let me check. Getting by data address dot city. So we have ignored the city. Okay, let me only get the city here. Get the city. Get the city here. Get the. Okay. Now let me check the response. It's showing undefined, so it's not able to find the path. So mm, passing address, then it is okay. So okay, address correct. Now can I run it? Let's try. Or can we do that one thing like that, but instead of using like that, use this thing like that. Now let me check the value. False. It is false. No, you can't use like that. Okay, so this is the wrong syntax we are using. If you want to, there is mm, 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 give me a second. So what I can do, so press, you want to ignore the address. Dot city is not working. It's not working here. There is one drawback of this equal method, that is this array from array you can't, because I rarely using this particular concept actually. No, no, no. So if the single object, then you can easily ignore. If it is inside the array, the array, I think, madam, it this solution it could not work then. The to omit the thing, if it is inside the array, if it is inside any array, let's suppose inside the string, because when I'm trying to access the things, right, so it's showing me, let's suppose I'm trying to access the address, you are able to get the address easily. You can see it here. Oh, let me again call. Or let me use one. fetch something. We will, let's see, we will get some solution here. As I know, because I have tried all the solution and we are not able to fetch. So I think if it is an array, so inside the array you can't, or let me look at here. Let me look at here. In the solution, they have the two access property where a is one, b is one, object dot a. Then for you need to dynamic to do that. No. Here you can see object jit pass, c is there, o is there, and you want to
So Ravi, then we can't use it for get the all employee data. Because why using that all employee data we have all.
ma'am, your voice is breaking. Hello.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, I mean to say, if this can't be used for array, then we can't use this for get all employee data method, right? Because for that get all employee data, all the data will be inside array.
Exactly. So that particular things will in the get all employee data. If you go here in the get employee data, here the response is in the form of array. It is in the form of array, right? And you want to compare the one particular value. You want to compare one particular value. Okay. So let me duplicate this thing. Let me duplicate first. I don't want to make the changes there. And here you can see uh, yeah, here you can see the response. It is in the form of array. It is in the form of array. So when you use dot equal method, so it will take all the response from here, right? When it will take all the response and it will, when compared with the single object, that particular concept will not work there. Okay, so that's why I told you we have some demerit to use this particular code. Okay, so that's why I'm not using this concept in my project actually. Underscore dot equal. Whenever I see that there is a single object, right, and we don't have to ignore anything, right? Like JSON array and any property you don't want to ignore, which is inside the array. In that case, I'm using. Okay.
Yes, Vikash. Okay.
So that is the major demerit of this particular code. Okay. So that's why I have not explained the things in the beginning. If this works, then in the beginning I will explain the thing. That is the major, drawback of this particular code. Okay. And give me. Okay. Let me reword the changes. Okay, now you want to verify where I am using this one. So let's suppose let me use here. You want to verify the content type. So you can see when you connect with the server, and server will return the response. If you go to the in some of the requirement, the client will also ask you, or you will also have to verify the content type. What content type the server is returning. If you go here and somewhere you can see the content type, here you can see the content type. The content type, the server is returning application JSON char set UTF-8, right? So you want to also verify that thing. In that case, you can use the snippet. Here you can see you have the snippet here. This particular snippet, you can use it here. You can see it get added. Where it is? It added or not? Yeah, at the top it get added. Let me copy this thing, copy thing and paste it here. So this particular kind, if you want to check, like if you want to add the validation, like content type is present or not, right? So in that case, you can use the PM function dot test, right? And here, whatever the message you want to verify, that thing you can put it here, and the function, okay? And inside the function, you can write the logic, right? PM dot response to have header, and what header you want, like you can print that header. Okay, if I call, you can see it here. You can see it here in the message, the content type is present. Okay, if you want to, let's see, if you want to verify the some other property, like the content length. Generally in real time we are only verifying the content length. Let's suppose in your project, but rarely, right? I think 99% I'm sure you don't have to verify the other property apart from the content type. Let's suppose if you want to verify other property also, simple thing what you have to do, let's suppose you want to verify the content length. Okay, just copy this thing, and instead of content type you can use that particular value. Okay, and change the message here, whatever the message you want in the report. Okay, so if you call, now you can see if content length is present, then it will pass that particular test, right? So I can add one more thing here. Okay, and here you can add content length.
And because to print this length, we will use console.log.
Yeah, I will explain you. Content type. Okay, content type. Here you can content type. Okay, and you can see. So I have added the content length and the content type. I have verified both the things. Okay, so you can see it here. We use the PM object, right? And then the test method. Inside the test method, we can create the function, and inside the function, right, we will try to access PM.response to have header content length. Right? You can also use this concept like that. Okay, if you want to use this concept like that, so you can use this verify content type. Okay, verify the content type. So I can use this. Let's suppose, hope so it will work. Okay, so you can try to print. You can see it here. Verify the content type. Okay, so it's up to you, like which way you are doing. Okay, in this case you have to create the function. You have to create the function, and then you have to write the logic. And here the single line of the code, we this thing is particularly to print the message. And here PM.response to have header. So this is your actual PM.response to have header, and this is your expectation, what you want, content length. Okay, so here let me remove this thing from here. Now what I can do, I will verify the content, verify the header. Okay, how you can verify the header? In this way you can verify the header, that is content type. Okay, control V. Okay, now the question is, right now you are only verifying the content type, that is only key, not the value, correct? So how you can verify the value? So for that we have the syntax, like yeah, we have the syntax. This syntax we can use it here. Okay, so pm dot, the same concept, the message you can print it here, and pm expect we are using, pm expect pm dot response dot header get content type dot to equal to this particular value, to equal to this particular value. If you call, you can see it here. After argument list, something is missing. Yeah, where is the array? Yeah, why this? I think the curly bracket, and I have not closed the curly bracket. That's why. Let me check. So we open the curly bracket. We close this PM, that is correct. We close this, and then we have to use give me a second. We don't have to use we have written the wrong syntax here. Okay, now here I can use curly bracket. Give me a second. So this equal is closed, right? And this content is here closed. This particular the PM is here closed, and this one is here closed, right? Now the curly bracket is pending. Now the curly bracket is pending. Let me remove this whole code. Still getting error. Okay, let me do that from beginning. Okay, so PM dot PM, this thing is closed here, complete. This thing is closed here. Now
Sir, after this UTF-8, I think double bracket are there.
where?
So after UTF-8, double bracket are there. Single should be there. Yeah.
This one is for
Yes.
one, and okay, this thing is already closed here, the PM. Okay, so yeah, exactly correct. Okay, so right, so right now we have used one function pm.test, and here you can print the message, what message you want, and created the function, and then we use pm object dot expect. What did you expecting? Okay, you are expecting that we use the expect method, already defined method, right? pm dot expect pm dot response header get the header content type and equal to this value. So whatever the value is coming inside the header, you can verify. Give me a second. This thing is here closed, this thing is here closed. So if let me Now we don't have any error message, so let me call. So this thing is working, so let me okay. Still we have error. Somewhere again we are missing something. Okay, we missed the parenthesis bracket. Okay, now let me call. Now if you go and check, you can see it here. Content type header is application this, and if you go to the header, you can see what value you want to validate as per the requirement. In your case, you can pass that particular value. Okay. Now, if I change the value here, let's suppose I change the application to JSON. Okay. So that particular value will get failed. XML and call this you can see it get failed. So if similarly, if you want to verify for other property also, other content type, other header also, you can do it. You can use the here simply change the value, and here whatever the value you want to compare, that particular value you have to pass it here. Okay, so and the same thing you can write it like that also. Okay, the copy this thing and you can write this thing like that also. pm.expect, we use expect method, pm.response header. I'm getting this header, and then whatever the value it is, then compare that value to this value. Simple and straightforward language. Yeah, this thing you have to remember, right? This things comes with the practice actually, which method you have to use. Okay, like that you can want to verify the other header, then change the value here and change the value here, right? So I can I'm not explaining this thing only for the get method. You can write this thing in any method. Okay, if I'm writing the thing inside the get, then do not think that it is only applicable for the get method. It's applicable for all the methods. You can write it anywhere inside the test. Okay, verify the content type value. Okay, now
Because something I want to ask on that method. That
yeah,
first statement.
Let me open. Yeah.
Yes, first statement in which there was arrow also. Yeah, this line could you explain after first line?
This one?
Yes, yes, this line.
Okay, this one is the alternative way to create the function. If you don't want to write it here, simply you can write it like that.
So,
okay, so this is the one way actually to write the function.
so what does this line mean, like pm.test double quotes this message comma
Which
function?
one?
So this line pm.test double quotes this
pm.test means it using the pm method, right? And inside the pm method we have the test, right? So this will print the message, whatever the message. If all the actual expected get passed, so it will print that message into your report. and we have the, yesterday I have explained you the syntax of that. Okay, pm dot whatever the message you want to, this is the syntax of that. If I append, like, this is the syntax of that, pm dot text, and what message you want to print, write that message, and the function, inside the function we will write the logic. Okay, this is the syntax of that. Okay, pm.text, and what message you want to print, you can use that message, and function, we will use the function, and then we can write the logic pm.text, and this particular things will print the message when this particular test case will get passed, this particular validation get passed. Now inside the validation I have written pm inside the pm object I'm going to the expect method, right, and inside the expect method I'm getting the, get the content type pm dot response. It take the value from the response, and it will go to where in the response where I want value from the header. So get that header, and which particular header you want, so use the get method and get the content type, and to equal to this particular value. Clear, sir?
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now one more concept. Sometime in the real time, I told you the 90%, even more than that, if you are using the REST API, then response would be in the form of JSON. Okay, in the form of JSON. Okay, but let's suppose you are using the SOAP API, SOAP service, then how you can write the code if you are using the SOAP service. Now the SOAP service in the market, only 20% is there. The 20% only company is using the SOAP services. Okay, web service has two types, SOAP and the REST. The REST is, I have already explained you. And regarding the SOAP, in the beginning I have explained only the high level, right? So let's try to understand the SOAP service. Okay, so give me a second. Clear this thing. Clear. I have cleared this thing. Now where I have my SOAP service, give me a second. And let me open the SOAP UI. So this is the one of the very good tool also which are used in the market, SOAP UI tool. The SOAP UI tool is the API testing tool like the Postman, the SOAP UI tool, and JMeter, and the Postman and the REST Assure. These all are the API tool actually. Okay, so let me explain you the SOAP service, how you can automate the SOAP service if you get it sometime. Or otherwise we have one SOAP service, that is one dummy one, calculator SOAP service. Yeah, so this is the SOAP WSDL file, WSDL. In the beginning of the class, if you see, go to the document, I have explained you that when you go at the top, here I have explained you that if you are using the SOAP service, then we are using the WSDL file. The developer will provide you, the client will provide you the WSDL file, the web service description language, right? This is XML based interface which provided by the client or the developer who is implemented, right? Then how you can use this WSDL file. Here you can see, if you are using the SOAP service in REST, the format was the JSON, but in the SOAP the format is XML. The format is XML, right? The format is XML. Okay, so here you can see this is the envelope of that. When the developer are using the SOAP service, this proper structure they have to follow. The envelope they have to type at the top, the header section like which we are using here in the REST. So this header they have to mention at the second level, right? And then the body which we are using in the body in our request, and then they have to pass the body, right? So this will look like that. The SOAP envelope where they are defines the SOAP envelope things, right? The developer, right? And then they will use the header, what header they have to pass to the server, and the body. You can see here I am passing the body, the first name, last name, street, city, zip code, and the port number and the quality, right? Here you have to pass the, and if you go here, so we have one sample file here. You can see, here you can see this is the calculator WSDL file, the SOAP service file. Okay, so this thing is the consider as a the envelope side where the developer defines the the protocols, the namespace, right? So they are defined the namespace and the the XML things, right? So they have defined, you don't have to worry. Okay, after then they have decide the header part. So header is like optional. So right now here they have not used the header. Okay, here you can see they have used the body. Here you can see these all are the body, these all are the body, right? So you might have question that how you can map this thing into your request, into your Postman. If you get the XML project, XML project means the SOAP project. If you get the SOAP project, then how you can map. Or sometime rarely you will get the SOAP project. Like in the market, there 20% the companies are using the SOAP project. Okay, so the developer or the client will provide you this WSDL file, WSDL file, and asking you that go and do the testing, go and map this thing and do the testing. Okay, so in that case we have some application which you can use to use this particular WSDL file. So one of the very good tool, that is the SOAP UI. The SOAP UI is the very good tool to do the API testing, but it is licensed tool. So most of the company are not using. It is the paid tool, highly community paid tool, the SOAP UI. Here you can see, if you want to create the SOAP project, then you can click on the SOAP. If you want to create the REST project, you can create the REST project, right? So I want to create the SOAP project, right? So you can go to the SOAP section, and here you have to pass the WSDL file, which you will get it from the developer or by the client. Okay, so pass the URL here, and it will take the it will take automatically take the project name. Somewhere the developer has mentioned the project name here. Okay, so that's why you can see it here. It will take the project name here, the calculator web service MyBrewMix. If you go somewhere they have used, here you can see they are taking the base URL. Okay, now if you click on OK, so it will start loading the process, and now you can see what are the resources used inside this particular service. Can you see it here? Add, divide, multiply, and the subtraction. This particular service is, using the calculator, and they are doing the mathematical calculation. Okay, adding the product, adding the number, dividing the number, multiplication, and the subtraction. Okay, so you can see it here. You can see it here. These all are the requests, right? The calculating, the adding, dividing, right? If you go to the add request and you will check it here, this is your request, right? Here you can see, you can pass the integer value. If I pass this particular call is for the adding. So if you pass 10, and here if you pass 20 or whatever the value you want, right? So you can pass it here, and when you call, you can see it here, it will give you the response as a 30 right now. So guys, can you see the similarity? The same thing we are doing in the Postman. Here we are passing the URL, here we are passing the body, and here you are getting the response. So that's why in the beginning of the class I told you that the concept is important. You can choose any tool, right? So everywhere we have to only explore the things. You know, the concept is applicable everywhere, same. The way of doing is only change. Okay, so here you can see the 30 is there, right? And in the beginning of the class I told you that if you are using the SOAP service, then method is post body, post we are using, right? In the RESTful we can use the multiple method like post, get, put, patch, delete, right? But in the case of SOAP service, you can only use the post, not the other method. And here you can see the format is XML, but in the case of RESTful, the format is XML, JSON, and the text as well. But 95% we are using JSON, and few rarely you will get the XML. Rarely, right? Here you can see the format is XML, right? So if you go to the here, you can see this is the post. Here you can see the post, POST. The post, basically it is using the post method, right? So let's try to map this thing into your Postman. So you will get, if you try to map this thing using even I can't map this thing properly by looking this XML. Okay, so that's why I have taken the help of the SOAP tool. There are other also online tools are available, the application are available, where you can convert this visual file into the request, okay? So here what you can do, you can map this thing into your Postman. Here I can go here and let me create one SOAP project here. Okay, so I will create one folder. Let's suppose or let me rename this folder name. Give me a second. Let me rename this folder name as a SOAP. Give me a second. SOAP project. Oh, request get rename. Let me rename the folder name. So project, right? So you can see now you have to add the request, right? So how you can add the request? So I told you, if you are using the SOAP service, you have to select the post method, right? And then what URL they are using. So you have to pass the visual URL which you are using. This URL you have to pass it. Okay, so you will copy the visual URL and you can pass it here. You can pass it here. Now the body you are passing, go to the body, select the raw, and then the body you have to pass it, right? So what body you are using here? This is your body which you are passing. Copy this body and will go here inside the request body and pass it here, right? And it is the XML form. So earlier it was the JSON, right? Now it is the XML. So you have to select the drop down as a XML, right? So here you have to pass the value and here you have to click on send. Unsupported media type. Unsupported media type. Why? Why this particular visual file is not working here? Visual file, post method, XML in the header. You can see it here. When you are passing the XML, you can see application XML. Right? Earlier, when you are using the REST, so it was JSON. Now you can see it is XML, right? Because we are sending the XML request to the server, right? And here, if you go here and post, everything is correct. Why it's not connecting? Unsupported media type. So unsupported media type means we are choosing any wrong method, but it is the right method. Even you can't use the get method. Yeah, you will see it here. It's showing the error 400 error. So something we are doing wrong here. Something we are doing wrong here. Unsupported media type. Same thing. It's working here. If I use this URL, I don't think it will work here. Yeah, same error. Okay, we have the another XML project. XML project. Let me take that XML project and try
Tomorrow,
to.
can you explain, please?
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, guys. So in tomorrow class, I will explain you the XML stuff, the complete the XML, and then
Because Friday class is there.
yeah, Friday we have.
It is a
Friday.
festival, no? So I was asking.
Yeah, Friday we have it, and no problem. You can watch the recording session. Okay.
Okay. So interview questions all when you will be
Yeah,
providing that, and
if
we'll be discussing on that.
if we'll not cover the things that on Friday, then we will take one more class for the interview question. Okay, we will discuss that thing in the separate, and I will provide you that date. Right, either on next Saturday, Sunday, we will save 1 hour or 2 hour, and we will discuss the interview question. That fine?
Okay.
Okay, we'll try to explain the thing. If it is not possible on 2 days, then we will take one more day and we will decide that particular day and we will discuss the interview question. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
resume preparation.
yeah, in the same class I will explain the same thing. Okay, the resume preparation and the interview question. In
Okay.
interview question, the things which I have explained you, the same thing will come under the interview question also. Okay, so nothing any extra. And also I will provide you the one document where I have listed all the interview question. Okay, that would help you. Okay, so thank you guys. So attend the tomorrow class and the Friday class, and in that class we will discuss the XML response thing and how you can run using the command prompt, how you can set up the Jenkins. Make sure you have the set up the Jenkins and it is working, so that in tomorrow class we can proceed further. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.